What's up guys, Omni here. You guys know how it goes on the day another video. Last night I tweeted I sleep. What recent news, topic, tweets, videos you want me to talk about tomorrow? It's been a while. A lot of you guys have been asking to see the El Gatos. Here's the boys, Indy. It's the gang. It's been a while. He's good. He's like 13. He's an old man now, but he's good and he's a great space. He says hi and he misses you guys. And here's the other boy. Here's Chase. Here's the baby. Here's the baby. He's so grumpy. He always got the grumpy McGrumpington face. He's sleepy too as well, so he's behaving. Both the Katos are doing good. I showed you both my cats. So you gotta drop 2 likes, okay? That's the deal. So yeah, guys, we got a final update to this whole Ludwig situation. I believe it's the final update. Ludwig, this YouTuber who hosted a Mario Kart beers tournament where you basically play Mario Kart with friends and you drink beers and stuff. Okay, the TLDR is that his friend Mango got way too drunk and Ludwig basically was like, let's get those numbers up.
Hey everybody! Mango just blew a .32!
Dangerous. That's not good. That's not good. That's dangerous.
Let's up those numbers!
We've been talking about it for like the past week or so, and Ludwig has been getting dragged, destroyed on the internet. I mean, like comments on his videos getting brigaded by haters and everywhere. Like he is becoming quickly just a very hated streamer. A lot of people basically feel like he didn't take enough responsibility or accountability when it came to his friend Mango getting drunk on stream and air humping 2 girls, and on top of, you know, him as well. They're just saying like, oh, he was a bad friend, and Mango seems to have been, you know, banned from everywhere.
There are going to be a lot more drama heads today, okay? I won't lie about it. It is what it is. But in this world, we can only control the things we can control, and I can't control my reputation. I can't control the way people feel about me. Now, I did talk to Mango, actually. I talked to Mango. He reached out. We talked a bit. And I have some thoughts and opinions that I thought about speaking, but he asked of me to not speak on it. And I think that's a fair request. He said, I want to take it on the chin. I think the drama is dying out. He's spending time with his kid. He started day 1 of not drinking yesterday, which is dope. And like, I think genuinely there's a perception of Mango that people have in their mind, but they don't actually care about him. I don't think they'll be in his stream when he's back to streaming in a month or whenever it is. And like, he was messaging me. He was like, Tectone followed me. Who the fuck is Tectone? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's not a very genuine pursuit of the people who speak on Mango's behalf. And I know that because I speak to Mango. Because I am still friends with him. And I banned him from my events because I felt I had to, because my girlfriend and my girlfriend's best friend Maya are in my room at 2 a.m. telling me that they felt really uncomfortable at my own event. So I think a lot of people want me to take accountability. I think
We're on pause because like, yeah, okay, so he's friends with Mango. They're still good. Guess Mango's going to come back in about a month. That's actually not as bad as I thought it was going to be. For some reason, I thought this whole process was going to be like months with no Mango. And of course, starting it off with some good old classic stoicism. I can't control anything but myself and my own actions, which is true. That is very true. That is very stoic of Ludwig. We've got 30 seconds left. Let's see how it finishes.
I said my piece on it. And I think if people don't fuck with me, that's totally chill. And if anyone in here don't fuck with me, I think that's totally chill. I actually don't mind that. I can't control that aspect. I don't need to be liked by people, but it is what it is. I don't
pause. Courage to be disliked. This is one of the best books of all time. Okay, I highly recommend you guys read this book. Okay, I think it's one of my favorite books. Okay, he's right in terms of like, yeah, not everyone has to like you. It's true. It's true. There's a lot of people who don't like you, Ludwig. There's a lot of people, right? And I guess he's here, he's talking about it, right? Mango told him not to talk about it, but I guess he did come back to talk about it. So it's kind of like a catch-22 as well, because he's doing the thing that said that he wasn't going to do, but while doing it, because he has more words to say. But honestly, I'm guessing, I'm assuming maybe not saying the words might be best for him and Mango is what I guess Mango was suggesting.
Understand necessarily why Twitch banned Mango and not me. I don't even know if I necessarily agree with it. I think it'd be fine if Twitch banned me. But I'm not Twitch. I'm not going to personally ban myself. I don't think it's my responsibility. I think my responsibility is to just like fucking keep trudging through life because the world keeps spinning and it doesn't stop.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's Ludwig. He said we got to keep it moving. We got to keep pushing P. And yeah, guys, that's the gist of it. That's the end of the fiasco, okay? Ludwig saying, hey, if you don't like me, you don't like me, okay? You guys want me to take accountability and responsibility, but, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do. Twitch ain't banning me, so it is what it is. I think the only comment I'd probably have to say is like the fact where he talked about, I think it was like Maya and her friend or his girlfriend talking about how uncomfortable where they were. The thing that I still find a little bit weird is like, yeah, bro, you were getting dry humped by Mango too while he was drunk. It shouldn't have to be like explained to you why that's not good, okay? You don't know Maya's history or any other girl's history when it comes to, you know, potentially sexual harassment and what they might have like lived through in their entire lifetime, okay? It might not be their first encounter, and this might be something that can be very triggering for them. And even if it was their first encounter, this is not cool. It's no bueno. It's not behavior that should be normalized, and it's something that just shouldn't require a conversation for you to understand the gravity of why people are uncomfortable, in my opinion. But yeah, it is what it is. If there's anything that comes from this, I'll let you guys know. But for now, we're moving forward. On to this. That's right. Diddy got the charges. The verdict is here. And apparently gang was able to get out of some of the biggest, like I think the trafficking charges. I'm gonna give you a quick detail, you guys, you don't know, but it's wild. It's absolutely wild. People are upset that Diddy is basically kind of getting out of this almost scot-free. It looks like he's going to serve a little jail time, but not as much as a lot of people expect, especially based off of all the things and horrific things we've seen this man do. Bimble saying Diddy having 3 out of the 5 charges dismissed and his chances of parole being shot down. That's right. If you guys have not been caught up, the verdict is in. I'll let you know exactly what happened. In the case with the United States versus Sean Puffy Combs, there were 5 different counts. The first count was racketeering conspiracy. Man's got not guilty. Racketeering conspiracy is a charge basically alleging that 2 or more people agree to participate in a pattern of illegal activity, typically involving an organized criminal enterprise that affects interstate commerce. It's a form of conspiracy that's usually tied to the Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organizations Act, aka RICO. That's a big one. That would have tacked on like the crazy amount of racketeering to RICO charges are the ones that put you away for a long time. Number 2, count 2, not guilty. Sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. So he is not guilty of sex trafficking, which is kind of wild because in count 3, he is guilty of transportation to engage in prostitution. So he's guilty of the transportation to engage, but he's not guilty of the actual sex trafficking, which is interesting. He's also got count 4 here, not guilty. There was 2 counts of it: sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion, not guilty. And then count 5, transportation to engage in prostitution, guilty. This article by The Independent, it reads, Combs was charged with 1 count of sex trafficking as related to the victim 1, his ex-girlfriend, Cassie Ventura. She's the one that initially came forward about all these claims in the first place. Combs would hire male escorts and watch them engage in sexual activity with Ventura. The music mogul also sometimes filmed these encounters, which Ventura said he later used as blackmail. The charge carried a minimum sentence of 15 years in prison and a maximum of life imprisonment. And he was not guilty. That was a really freaking big deal. By no force, fraud, or coercion. Is this the same Cassie that we saw getting like literally dragged and beat in a hotel room from one of those clips? Like, that looked like force to me, whatever that was happening there. He still got guilty of count 3, which I'm very confused about because it says that he's guilty at multiple times between 2009 and 2018. Combs paid for Ventura and male sex workers to fly to cities across the world, including New York City, LA, Miami, and Ibiza, in order to participate in these freak offs. So he was moving people around, right? They was coming in and out of LA traffic to but no trafficking. And the other count had to do with another woman by the name as the victim number 2, his ex-girlfriend known under the pseudonym of Jane. We don't know who that Jane is, it looks like, but there was a person named Jane who was basically in the same type of situation with Cassie, but much later around the 2020 era. In terms of public response, Twitter was not happy. Internet has not been happy about what's happening. There was a few clips though, apparently, of a lot of people being happy in front of the court case. I'll show you guys in a second. Unfortunately, it's going to set black people back like a billion years, but I guess you guys gotta see it. Person said the Diddy verdict don't even make sense. How you gonna be guilty of sex trafficking but guilty of prostitution, transportation? The verdict for Diddy is a message to all women that they are not believed. Sorry to women out there, the victims especially, they deserved better. The worst people you know gonna celebrate the Diddy verdict like it's some kind of win. Oh man. Oh man. There's an episode of the Boondocks with R. Kelly basically being on trial and everyone's just like hearing his music and like, yay, yay, yay. Did he pee on some girls? Sure. But he made I Believe I Can Fly. And then everyone's going crazy, right? And it's real. The Boondocks is basically like Black Simpsons, okay? As life progresses, everything that happens in the Boondocks has happened in real life. Another update when it comes to the whole Stop Killing Games petition. Oh my God, you guys are going absolutely crazy. I think there's over 1 million votes at this point when it comes to Stop Killing Games. We've had YouTubers like Moist Critical and even PewDiePie coming out about this petition trying to get people to stop killing games. In case you guys don't know, this petition, Stop Killing Games, is a very huge petition. I think it's currently held in the UK right now, where they're trying to establish a precedent that allows people to actually have ownership of their games. If you guys don't know, Nintendo and PlayStation and all these companies, right, they're trying to turn everything digital, right? They want to make it so that you have access to games only through their systems or only through the internet and only certain ways. And when you do have access, it's basically digital assets, okay, that you don't own, you just have a license to own. And gamers are like, nah, bro, we're not going to keep getting pushed back by this because eventually it's going to get to the point where you're not going to be able to own the games that you want to play. Total Condensed is saying people are actively defending the SKG movement, are harassing every indie game that Pirate Software loosely worked on, forcing him to step down, which is absolutely huge. Pirate Software, as that guy that I told you about that we were talking about last week that a lot of people just call an asshole or whatever. He is a developer. He actually worked on a game that I did not realize that was kind of similar to Undertale that people were poking fun at him, but he has had to step down because people have been brigading his games and massively downvoting it. I'm assuming it on Steam with probably overwhelmingly negative reviews because of his basically support or anti-support for Stop Killing Games. Pirate Software here tweeting literally last night saying, I am no longer working at off-brand games. People are attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. Learned a lot there, accomplished a lot. Hope they succeed regardless. Love the dudes and loved working with them. Hope they keep cooking. A lot of people replying saying, El Bozo, Pack Watch, get it out of here. This is part of the resistance. I don't even know why you would fight back against gamers in this. Like, I don't know why you decided to do that. For those trying to say this is now somehow a lie, the abuse was across socials, people on Discord, Twitter, Reddit, and some reviews on Steam. Indie games are fragile things, and attacks like that hit hard. Overall sentiment was to bash the games and the developers working on them to try to get back at me. Not worth bringing them down, for my opinion. Also, stop it. Get some help, according to Pirate Software. A lot of people hate this dude. A lot of people hate this dude. Ludwig is in here. Stop Killing Games is a good initiative, but a few bad actors review bombed, harass developers of the games we support at off-brand games. Appreciate Thor stepping down for the betterment of the devs and their games. Oh, off-brand games. These are the guys that made Rivals of Ether 2. Okay, that makes sense why Ludwig's probably involved with this in this way, but because it's kind of like a Smash type joint. But yeah, no idea. Yes, back to the petition itself. BMO saying Stop Killing Games reached its goal in the UK and is close to being done in the EU. It went from 400,000 to almost 1 million votes in a week. And guys, okay, you can still continue to vote. StopKillingGames.com. It's not too late to continue throwing in your votes. Back to Pirate Software. This is the tweet that I saw. This is learning that Pirate Software's mediocre, unfinished Undertale clone has always online DRM because game progress is tied to Steam achievements really says a lot. He was always a massive walking red flag. That's right. He's the guy. I didn't realize that developer and publisher Pirate Software had made this game called Heartbound, which looks kind of like basically like an Undertale clone. And as I was saying, here's PewDiePie support where he said, "Thank you all for the amazing support on my recent video. I love how I can just nerd out and share whatever you guys." And in the comments, I've seen some of you mention Stop Killing Games, and I want to say I 100% support this movement. It ties in perfectly with what I talked about in my video, ownership over software and the games that we buy. Strongly encourage you go sign the petition. Takes like 30 seconds. Note, if you're outside of the EU or UK, you can't directly sign, but sharing it still helps. So the petition's looking good. It's looking healthy. Okay, PirateSoftware caught in the crossfire. Okay, hopefully off-brand games, nothing bad happens to them or their games. They don't deserve any bad treatment for here. Okay, just because of PirateSoftware's, I want to say his remarks, but also I'm not surprised by the backlash as well. But yeah, I'll keep you guys posted. Okay, I'll let you guys know. This is a very big time in gaming history. This is a big moment to see if anything will come from this. I'm very, very curious. I would love this as a gamer of my entire life. I highly, highly suggest that if you live in the UK, you guys got time and energy, go and sign the freaking bill right now. Go do it. Okay, we gotta save video games. Because what in the hell, Fat Super Jacob saying the flip is Microsoft doing? Microsoft is set to lay off 9,000 employees today. What? 9,000 people, including the Xbox and gaming division. What do you mean, bro? What exactly do you mean? Oh my freaking God. 9,000 people and you're letting go the Xbox gaming what do you mean? The Deserto article says here that Microsoft has started a new wave of layoffs across its Xbox gaming division, impacting teams in Europe and beyond as the company continues restructuring efforts. The cuts began on July 2nd, shortly after the end of Microsoft's fiscal year. An internal memo from Xbox head Phil Spencer confirmed the decision, stating the company would, quote, end or decrease work in certain areas of the business as it shifts focus towards long-term goals. In the memo, Spencer told staff, "We are focused on aligning our strategy, priorities, and resources to best set ourselves up for success in the next era of gaming." Okay. He added that changes include reprioritizing certain products, initiatives, aligning our teams to support our strategic priorities. I heard that they shut down Perfect Dark. They were remaking Perfect Dark, and I heard that got shut down. And I'm pretty sad and pretty salty about it. I wasn't going to play it, but I'm kind of salty about it because I love Perfect Dark. Candy Crush is King among those affected by layoffs. Roughly 200 employees were laid off at King, the mobile studio behind Candy Crush, according to reports by Bloomberg. The move impacts around 10% of the studio's European workforce. Cuts were also made across other areas of Xbox operations in the region, like ZeniMax. Man, ZeniMax, this name brings me back. I almost worked here, guys. I was this close to working with ZeniMax a while back. And I remember like literally just a couple years later afterwards of not taking this position, there were just massive cuts on ZeniMax. Like I've heard a lot of weird things about ZeniMax and I was like, woo. I might have dodged a bullet with that one. The layoff signal was a significant shift in how Microsoft is choosing to manage its growing portfolio. Xbox has also canceled several major projects as part of these layoffs, including the long-awaited Perfect Dark reboot. No, no, the game had been in development at the initiative, a studio Microsoft built from the ground up in 2018 to create high-end prestige titles. Staffed by veteran developers from Rockstar, Naughty Dog, and Crystal Dynamics, the studio was positioned as the first-party powerhouse. Now, both the project and the studio are being shut down. The entire studio? The entire studio? Moreover, Turn 10 Studios, the team behind Forza Motorsport, was hit with layoffs affecting nearly half of its staff. This is significant not just because Forza has long been one of Xbox's most stable and successful franchises, but also because the latest title was a reboot released in late 2023. Oh my God, man. Oh man, oh man. These layoffs, bro, a lot of people are really afraid and scared of what these layoffs mean. A lot of people feel like that people are just getting replaced with AI. They're just figuring out ways to phase people out of the gaming industry. That's crazy. That's a lot of people gone. Also saying that Rare Studios, one of the people from Rare Studios resigned. What does that mean for like Banjo and Kazooie, bro? Like, what are they doing? Xbox, what y'all doing, man? I'm not gonna buy an Xbox. I know some of y'all might got. I ain't gonna do it. I'm just a Nintendo dude. And I bought the PlayStation 5, and so far that joint's been kind of lackluster as well. To be honest, the only thing that's been really steering things for me is Nintendo and Steam. Steam has been king for real. But yeah, I'll let you guys know what comes of this. But it's just never really looking good for the gaming industry. It's always huge, massive amounts of just freaking cuts and layoffs every single year so far. And a few one-offs, okay, we got Atrocity saying Black Clover is officially confirming to be returning. That's right, Black Clover TV anime has officially confirmed the sequel season 2 to be in production in the Weekly Shonen Jump issue number 32. Black Clover, do I need to watch this anime? It's one of those animes that everyone has like watched, I think, or maybe it's very popular. I haven't seen it, but I've had a couple of people say it's not worth the watch, so I just didn't, right? I just didn't. Some people who were very veterans, they were like, nah, bro, you're good. You don't need to watch it. So I didn't, but should I? Because there's going to be a season 2. A lot of people really excited about this. So just stay tuned, bro. We're going to get some more. Also, what do we got going on? Oh, today's Thursday. Today is Dan. We got Dan today. Yes. I cannot wait to watch. Also, you guys kept telling me about this freaking GIF here. This GIF, bro, is from that new freaking show that came out. I forget what it's called, bro. The K-pop Demons show or something. And everyone is talking about this goddamn GIF. I've seen it. You've seen it. And you also got to see this version as well. I just had to, you guys got to see it, okay? It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. Sorry if I was quiet this entire time, but this is comedy. This is hilarious. But all right, guys, that's all we have for today's episode. Okay, I'll catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your week. Be safe over the holidays this weekend. Okay, go touch grass. I ain't doing nothing. I'm just chilling, relaxed. I'm trying to work on some more videos for you guys. I got a lot of things going on in the background, especially the new channel as well. So I'm just gonna be working more than likely. So I might also stream too. Okay, twitch.tv/Inferno. If you want to come through, I'm just speaking now. Twitch.tv/Inferno Omni. All right, I love you guys. I'll catch y'all later. It looks like it's going to be a really busy second half of the 2025 year, and I'll be here with you guys along the entire way. All right, you guys take it easy, take it sleazy. Catch you later. Peace.